Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the 2016 Royal Rumble Preview Show, brought to you by Changing the Questions. My name is Paul Laporte. Joining me is another roundtable, a gaggle of wrestling fans. To my left, my usual partner in crime, Mike Miner.
Me.
To his left, Johnny Patches.
The one and only.
We'll switch up the seating arrangement this time. To his left, we have Bill Pickles.
I have scissors.
And last but most certainly not least in terms of weight, Dominic Schmidt.
I am not a rapper.
Everybody sees you coming. It's about to bust out the lean back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, 2016 Royal Rumble coming up this Sunday. The build to it has been questionable, but
I think it's going well.
The overarching theme is that this is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns has to defend his belt against 29 other guys. Can he do it? Of course he can. But we're going to go ahead and pretend like that's not going to be the outcome of the Royal Rumble anyways. We're going to discuss not only the Royal Rumble match itself, but the matches on the card that have been announced so far, which should be easy because as of right now, only 4 have been announced.
They're all title matches, right?
Yeah. Yes, they are. So let's go ahead and start off with the New Day taking on the Usos for the Tag Team Championship. Of course, let's comment on the tragedy that was the death of Francesca by the terrible, horrible person that is Chris Jericho.
Can't trust Canadians.
No, you can't.
Fact.
So how do we think this is going to go down? Do we think there's going to be a title change, and do we think that Chris Jericho is going to be involved?
Is that a question for all the matches? Like, do I think Chris Jericho is going to be involved?
I don't know.
Yes to the Royal Rumble. Probably not to the Divas title match. Man, I just wish... Which is the one that... the Uso that doesn't wrestle all the time? Jay's the good one, right? I wish the other one was hurt all the time. Because the one that dabs is awesome. That one is super charismatic, and I think he's great, and I can tolerate him. And then the other one's just like... I'm just like a cut and paste, like, standee behind this cool one. Remember, I'm here with paint on the other side.
It's like they made a photocopy of him, and the photocopy never looks as good as the original.
Yeah.
It's almost like the twins. Go figure.
They scanned the good one.
3D printed Usos?
Yeah. what an age to be alive.
I mean, does anybody think the Usos are going to win this match?
Yes.
Well, when one of them is comprised of wrestling,
Absolutely, yes.
who knows?
Why?
I don't think so.
Because I think that they need it more than New Day needs it.
Why? What benefit does having the tag team titles provide?
You can hold them while you watch the good member of
They
your
can't
team
do their
wrestle.
intro when they're holding title belts.
Well,
They'll put them around their waist.
you could say the team looks stronger, but I mean, with the way that the tag division is now, it's kind of shallow with the way it's being presented. So
Well,
I mean,
then,
you got the Lucha Dragons,
Biggie's ripping shoulders.
and you got Sin Cara gone now, and then you got the Usos, and you got the New Day. Who else is there?
Yeah, but that's the weird thing is that the division is
The
actually
Ascension.
it's strong,
Stacked,
but
it's
they
just
don't
like
do
it's-
anything with it.
Exactly. You got the Ascension, who they could, you just did a little blurb on them not too long ago, and you got the Dudleys, you got the Wyatts. I mean, why not try to, stack it up a bit more?
Every tag team now consists of like 3 to 5 members, so no one cares about like the
social outcasts.
the 2 titles, like
Just make it a trios title then.
yeah,
Fuck it,
or
let's go with it.
or Quattros.
The Quattros.
And you know what's weird to me is like
No,
they
they
got
was it is Atomico's 8-man or 10-man tag?
No one has time for this.
Yeah, no one has time for
No one
that.
has time for this question nor answer.
I think the Usos have a chance of winning, but like you said, I don't think it benefits them putting the titles around them. They won the Slammy. They've established themselves as the best tag team of 2015, arguably.
Very arguably.
But,
very, very arguably.
But I think
they're a fan favorite.
with the New Day winning, that opens up more doors. Possibly give the Dudleys another run. I think they want to do that.
I just think the match the match is a wash, I think.
And there aren't that many heel tag teams right now that are prominent. That's the thing, is that you keep the belts on the New Day and they can feud with, like you said, the Usos, the Dudleys, when Sin Cara comes back, Lucha Dragons when they return. Although, how long is he laid up?
It's a shoulder injury. I mean, it could be anything from...
Yeah. But there's a lot more tag teams for the New Day to feud with than the Usos, because there aren't a lot of heel tag teams. Like, if the Usos win the belts, who are they going to feud with?
I don't think that the Usos should win the belt. I just think the Usos are going to win it. I'm pretty sure like New Day will win it back because there's no place else in that division for the belts to go.
Yeah.
But I think that it just feels like one of those things where I'm just looking at this and I'm just like, I bet you they just put the Usos over just because, and then they bounce it back.
It's time for them to win the belts.
Yes,
they haven't held the belts in X amount of months. We have to put the belts back on.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's just like I said, it's kind of a wash. This match has been done before. It's being done again. So
let's change the question. Next match.
All right, next match. Divas Championship match. Charlotte taking on Becky Lynch. Okay, 2 questions. Before we get to who we think is going to win and how we think this is going to go, is this going to come close to an NXT style match?
No.
No hope for it? None at all?
I'd love to be wrong about
hope
that.
For it. I think it's going to be a good match. Because
I think it's going to be a good match. I think it will be.
It
good.
won't be on the level of like an NXT.
with like a regular NXT match.
And the fact that there's only 4 regular matches on this card gives credence to like maybe they'll give him some time. Maybe they'll give him like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think they'll give him some time.
Yeah, and they've actually, of the storylines they've been doing recently building up to this is actually one of the stronger ones.
Yes,
by far. They actually, it's probably the most coherent Divas angle that they've done in forever that doesn't revolve around a man or a TV show or whatever.
It kind of revolves around Ric Flair, but whatever.
Ref goes down. Ric Flair clips Becky Lynch's knee, takes Charlotte's wig off, puts it on, slaps Becky Lynch in the figure 4, bridges. The ref doesn't recognize it because his contact fell out, rings a bell, and that's the match. Charlotte wins.
I want to know how the ref thinks Charlotte put a suit on that fast.
You know what? It's the wacky world of professional
it's just
wrestling.
as plausible
Sports
as some of the
entertainment.
Bella switches. I mean, it's fine.
What? Now John Cena needs a Divas title run to make it close with Rick again.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte wins this one because I think it's going to be like Charlotte, Sasha, WrestleMania.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying, joking aside, I just think, Flair's going to be outside and it's going to lead to some sort of interference, whether it's, direct or indirect, and then...
I just don't know where we go from here if Becky doesn't win. You have to, switch. You got to switch the feud. It's a great story, but unfortunately, you can't do, this story too long because you do it on 4 or 5 Raws, and then you do it on 4 or 5 SmackDowns, and now you have 10 episodes of your show with this story going, and it's not that deep. It's not like there's a lot of moving parts. It's 1-on-1. Ric Flair's there.
Again, shallow.
I mean,
what if we change the entire scenario and Becky Lynch sleeps with Ric Flair, and then Ric Flair has to be buried, much like Tori Wilson's dad.
That was
What
the last
if?
moving
It's been
part.
7 years,
if?
right?
So
7 years?
Space Mountain
Becky
gets
Lynch marries Ric Flair, becomes Charlotte's mother, and
Grounds
now
her.
grounds her, forces her to forfeit the belt after 30 days.
my
Yes, by forfeit. No, here's what I think should happen. You mentioned that they're probably going to set up for the Charlotte-Sasha WrestleMania Showdown, which I hope Sasha's going to be in that equation somewhere. Honestly, I'd rather see Becky Lynch be the one going in with it because I think that Charlotte and Sasha had great matches, fantastic matches. I think that Becky and Sasha's match for the NXT Women's Championship was better than all of them.
It was definitely better.
Yeah,
I
it
agree.
was right. I think Becky Lynch is right behind Bayley and not far behind in terms of Sasha's best opponent. And I would love to see the things that those two do. And Becky Lynch's face, Sasha's heel, unless they're going to turn Charlotte because we don't give a shit about alignments in our Divas division anyways.
I think they would turn Sasha.
Turn Sasha to face?
It's a weird thing because she doesn't fit like that.
Right.
But she's more popular than anyone else in the Divas division.
That's right.
She's the Ric Flair of women too. Everything makes her cry. She can't reminisce at all. They're like, Sasha, what do you have for breakfast? She's like, biscuits and gravy.
Can we play that theme song quick?
Don't have it pulled up, unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I just think that Becky having the belt would be better, and it'd be unexpected too.
It would be great.
Becky
Again,
never got the NXT Women's title, so for her to get the Divas belts, I think she'd be the first woman to come up from NXT that didn't hold that belt that ends up getting the big title.
I think the problem with Becky is her mic work. It's kind of childish, almost.
I think
She's kinda got a
kinda see
mug
that,
now.
but you know
the thing
what?
is that and on the main roster, Becky is kind of like the stand-in Bailey. They've kind of made her like she
She's
isn't the
dorky.
same character that she
Yeah.
was in NXT. She's just like she's kind of like this dorky, nerdy, like like you said, almost kind
Awkward,
of childlike,
yeah.
I think
character.
people- but you know
Whereas in NXT, she was just like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass, and then that was that. Like she would just.
Right. So
But people
if
like
she's
her,
a
you know?
so basically she's a placeholder for Bailey.
Right.
As far
Yeah, that's-
so do you want to put the title on your placeholder?
She's not a placeholder. She's absolutely her own.
If she wanted to
she's,
kick-
she's
well,
a
in
great
terms,
wrestler.
in terms
I would,
of the storyline.
in terms of the storyline, no, because I think the storyline only works with Becky. I don't think it works with Bailey.
If or when she goes heel, you'll get more of the personality coming out.
I don't think she should.
I
think that she should be a face. I think she works great as a face. She seems like a really happy-go-lucky character, even with the "I'm gonna kick your arse" fucking. Even with all that stuff,
Was there a G
she
in
still
there?
comes off like a positive person.
Right. No, I agree. I think she does better work as a face. Just but it doesn't need to be like she can just come out, she can fight, and just be the honorable one out of everybody.
Which she did.
Yeah.
She did jump Charlotte out of nowhere,
And,
which
and
is
she
weird
pulled
for a
and she
face.
pulls the tights but that's retribution, retaliation.
Right?
For
She
what's done.
yeah.
But
Eye for
again,
an
like
eye.
I said, it seems like nobody.
Irish
in
people
the,
take things too far anyhow.
nobody on the main roster has a clear of the women has a clear alignment. Anyway, it's like they just like
Charlotte's bad because
that's true. She is right.
Bad.
She's bad right now because Ric Flair's bad. But 2 months ago, she was.
Ric Flair. No,
She was a baby face against Paige, who threw her dead brother under the bus and comes back as a baby face now because we don't give a shit about anything.
Where is Paige?
know what?
She just returned.
You watch on
Well,
Hulu,
her
so they
last
cut
Hulu
it
doesn't
out.
tell me what happens with the ladies.
Was it really not on Hulu?
No,
That's funny.
Are you really going to put a Natalia
Dude.
match on Hulu?
I had to watch the Martin Luther King intro. That was like 2 minutes. That could have been a Divas match. I had to watch like the Royal Rumble promo, which had too much Roman Reigns in it. Like, I get it. He's in the match. He's the champion. It's for the title. Too much Roman Reigns. And they cut out good content.
Opening segment, right?
No, that was towards the end.
I missed the opening. Did they have an Iron Mike Sharp segment at least?
They didn't do the normal in memory of.
Yeah.
They mentioned
but JBL mentioned
They
it.
mentioned him
and
in
then went on a
passing,
tangent
which
because
is
he's JBL.
which is a shame because he's someone who definitely deserved to be recognized.
we recognize.
I mean,
Iron Man,
as
sure.
long as this leads up to a
Happy
fantastic.
David Duke Day in heaven.
Jesus. I was gonna say, as long as this leads up to a fantastic WrestleMania Divas women's match, whatever you want to call it, I'm okay with wherever this goes.
Becky
As long as
Sasha, I think WrestleMania. I think it'll be Charlotte Sasha just because I think they trust him a little more.
Yeah, they trust
As long
Charlotte
as,
more.
as long as they're given the time, and,
And you have that Flair name that they
The
got
wings.
slapped to it. And
But I do think Becky Sasha would be just if they could burn it down.
Yeah,
at
if
WrestleMania.
if they're given the
I think
time and the
that would
wings
be
to
the
fly
better
with
match.
it, then good. I'm okay with that.
Still no word on what Ryback pitched to Vince McMahon a couple weeks ago for his WrestleMania plan. Possibly him versus Sasha? We don't know.
Is there anybody who isn't picking Sasha to win that one?
I don't know. No, you're right. Sorry, you're right.
Eat her,
Let's go ahead and
like,
move
all
on.
at once.
Let's move on to the U.S. title match. Alberto Del Rio taking on Kalisto.
I don't care.
I care because if Alberto Del Rio
Drops again.
wins this goddamn match, I'm gonna stomp around angrily. That's
I'm gonna stomp around like Del Rio
Because-
stomps.
Kalisto winning the belt on Raw last week.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, it was cool. It was so it was
unexpected.
different. It was unexpected. Like, oh shit! Like this guy deserves it. They're finally going to do something with somebody at the right time. Like this is the perfect time to do this. They're not going to be like 2 years too late on the Kalisto thing. Like they're going to let's go and the next fucking day.
The next day,
they completely reverse it. And they do it with interference. And if this whole thing doesn't
Hours
culminate in Kalisto ending up with the title, it is going to just ruin any his singles run.
you don't think this
Yeah.
is going to be Kalisto's Kevin Owens moment, where he goes over the guy he realistically shouldn't go over, and then jobs twice.
I hope not. I really hope not, because it's
Can he be
it's
booked
going to
worse
hurt
than Rey
Kalisto.
Mysterio?
It's going to hurt Kalisto way more than it hurt Kevin.
Can
Owens.
he be
Rey
booked
Mysterio.
worse than
Yes,
Rey
it will.
Mysterio?
When
There's always going to be comparisons with him and Rey Mysterio. But can he be booked worse than Rey Mysterio?
yes,
Kalisto.
everyone can and has.
I mean, Mysterio had won the world title 2 or 3 times.
won the Royal Rumble,
What,
beat
as
the Big
champion?
Show nightly.
Yes, because his title run will be one day long. I mean,
Oh, well.
Kalisto, I feel like people forget that when they hear WWE pulling the trigger, they're like, oh yeah, they're pulling the trigger on the gun. No, they're pulling the trigger on the thing that shoots the clay pigeons, and then they shoot that clay pigeon out of the air. Like, every time.
I mean, if they're trying to put Kalisto over as a guy that, was robbed and whatever else, then...
yeah, like I said,
It's
if you
just
want to do the
piss
thing
poor.
where Alberto Del Rio steals it back, and it's going to be established that in a one-on-one match, Kalisto is better than this guy, then perfect,
Can
fine.
we get some Steiner math on
But you
that?
know what? It wasn't necessary. I mean, they could have just...
Right,
Had
I
a
agree
match,
it wasn't
they
necessary, but if that's where it ends, fine. Like, if this is the cap to their little mini feud, and then Kalisto moves on to somebody else and actually has the U.S. belt, great. But if Alberto Del Rio holds on to this
bittersweet.
goddamn U.S. title...
Next American title, Paul.
They're not doing the Mexican-American thing anymore, are they?
They should be.
You still are.
Well, not today.
It's going to be terrible. Alberto Del Rio with the U.S. title is like Sheamus with the world title. It's like, you just devalue that belt. And it's like, I don't want to shit on Alberto Del Rio because he's a good
I like
wrestler.
him.
Like, his
You're
stuff in
doing
Lucha his work in Lucha Underground was really good. And when he is motivated, he is a very good wrestler. But like 50% of the time, he's that guy, and 50% of the time, he's like everybody else who just walked into work and just like, give me my paycheck and let me go the fuck
John
home.
Cena match? Great. These Kalisto matches? Great. The in-between there
Yes.
where he's just like, I win with a kick, or so I jump on his brain.
Fucking
I don't know.
A mushroom stomp.
God, that corner finisher is so bad.
It's weird.
I can definitely see Del Rio walking away with the belt, but I think that's going to open up a Del Rio versus Neville feud.
Imagine how much cooler that feud would be if it was Kalisto versus
Oh,
Neville.
it'd be way cooler, but
But they're gonna have the U.S. title match on the pre-show because you know that's the pre-show. It's gonna be Kalisto Neville. I think my problem is we're going through these matches, and everybody that I think is gonna win is the person that I don't want to win, and I realize that I'm either finally broken, and I realize that the way I want things to happen is wrong, or I've tempered all of my thing that you temper.
Do you feel like you got a lobotomy?
Optimism?
Optimism. Yeah, I've tempered my vocabulary. I've tempered my expectations so much on these matches. Just wait till we hit the Royal Rumble.
This is going to get crazy, apparently. Okay.
He's got the power of positivity.
I've already
Look at him.
booked
All right.
WrestleMania twice.
So, last man standing match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose taking on Kevin Owens. What do we think of this match?
What do you think, Bill?
I want Owens to win everything every time, so
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Okay.
I don't care either way, though. They're both really good.
Match of the night, do we think? Is this going to be, other than the Rumble? Is
Oh,
something
yeah,
else?
I mean,
It's got to be better than the damn Rumble.
what other matches are left? Is this the last
That's
thing?
the
This is
last. That's the
This
last
is
singles
the-
match. So
yeah,
yeah,
this
it's
is the match
easy.
before the
It's an
main.
easy
I'll
steal.
Dean
tell you
Ambrose
why.
wins via slingshot.
Clothesline.
He gets a 4 count off of that. I guarantee it. Minimum 4
It's the
count.
last man standing match, so we need at least a 10 count.
Right, but he gets a minimum 4 count off of that.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Off the 4th one he hits.
This is a good match, though. Like you said,
Yeah,
this
it's
could
gonna be
be
a good
probably
match.
the best match of the night. Even though I love Dean, I've always loved Dean, but lately I haven't been impressed. He seems to have fallen into a rut.
I agree.
What? But he's Roman Reigns' best friend, John.
That would
you
probably
forgotten?
that's probably why he's in a rut.
Well, that's I agree with you, and I think that this match is the chance for him to potentially stand out. There's 2 ways they can go with this match. They can go silly, or they can go violent. And I mean, you can go violent without having to go like TV-14, blood and guts violent. If they go silly, it's gonna suck, and it's just gonna kind of continue that That's where, like, and when Ambrose goes down the silly road, that's where he gets off track. That's not who that. That's not who that guy should be. If they go into like, we're just gonna beat the shit out of each other with anything we can find in this building that isn't nailed down, it's gonna be great because both of those guys are awesome at doing that. That is how Jon Moxley made his name before he got there, is by being that guy. So this is in his wheelhouse. If they let him do it, it's going to be great. If they're like, no, you're going to hit each other with an inflatable, like Bailey's inflatable dude guy or something back there, it's going to be awful.
I just want to see them go back and forth and just nail each other with punches for about a straight minute and, get tired. And...
I hope that Alberto Del Rio beats Kalisto so bad that he's in the ring when the other match starts, and then Kevin Owens beats Dean Ambrose to death with Kalisto. Highlight of the night. For an object of the year, Kalisto. You make a good point. There's two ways that last man standing matches go, and unfortunately, it happens like a lot more often than you realize. These last man standing matches.
John Cena's usually involved.
Yeah. And they are just like, oh, he hit him with this, and then he piled stuff on top of him, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, they used to be something to look forward.
I mean,
to,
like, okay, so let's take a look at so. Even though it wasn't technically a last man standing match, it was the empty arena match between Mick Foley and The Rock. Good example of funny last man standing match.
Yeah, well, yeah, because somebody put a camera underneath that floor.
Exactly. So that's.
It was
but
fun.
then. Their last man standing match the I Quit match.
The I Quit match, but
maybe this is a bad example because neither of these.
No, I mean, like, honestly,
but
you know what? Wait a second. They're similar. They're similar in that vein, though, where it takes place anywhere around.
Gonna go anywhere. Yeah,
arena,
it's supposed to be whoever beats the other guy.
So it's got that just a different type of ending.
Well, The Rock and Mankind had a last man gets murdered match, didn't they? Where with all of those like open head chair shots.
That was the I Quit match.
Oh, that was the I Quit. Okay,
that was the Royal Rumble '99.
You like brains?
Yeah.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Scrambled or over easy?
It needs to. This match needs to be more the I Quit match than the empty arena match because it's based on just the character of Kevin Owens and the character that Dean Ambrose is when he's at his best. That's where it needs to go.
And if it falls into that vein, I think this is going to make both guys.
I agree. I think so. It's just a matter of then, do they run with the ball or do they drop it?
Dean's going to pile a whole bunch of shit on Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens isn't going to be able to get out. Tempered. It's unfortunate. I hate it. Like, I would love for this match to be great, but it's not going to be. They're going to go fight up the ramp, the Raw stage, despite it being the Royal Rumble. They're going to go off to the left-hand side, as men are wont to do, where they keep all the nonsense and a pile of cords for Jeff Hardy to fall on and all this.
Ooh, will somebody get thrown into a dumpster and pushed off?
No. All this bullshit, somebody's going to get put through a something table, or work area with cables, probably.
Stage.
And then...
Are they going to, just redo, the John Cena Bray Wyatt spot where it's, puts him through the speaker thing and then buries him under another speaker or some shit like
it's
that?
It's going to be literally that. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure they've done that exact ending, 7 times.
I mean, there was also the duct tape of Batista's feet, John Cena versus Batista. It's always... John Cena's involved in these matches for some reason, and they always have some wonky ending. And it's not just let the guy get counted out by 10 through a couple finishers or whatever, or, the guy gets beaten and
bad enough to stay down. No, that can keep a guy down for 10.
Well... Yeah.
Here's the thing, and that's the thing that I really dislike. Like, WWE, there's all these people who bitch about it being PG and doing whatever. That's not the problem. Being PG is fine. We've seen it on NXT. It works constantly. It's the fact that they want to be PG and they still want to do these matches that the entire concept around them involves brutality. They want to do Hell in the Cell. They want to do TLC. They want to do all these matches where you're supposed to have blood and crazy violence, but we can't do blood and crazy violence anymore.
They have a TLC pay-per-view.
Right.
And no one even has a nosebleed.
Yeah, exactly. It's... So... If you want to do the PG thing, fine, just do matches that are suited to that. Chikara ain't doing goddamn Hell in a Cell matches. Just let them, just do your matches to suit this thing. A last man standing match is supposed to be not like, I've duct taped you to a giant fish and you can't get up anymore because you're swimming around in a fucking aquarium or whatever. This
is my nightmare.
That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's the, what was it, the sass, or the 9 stages of sass or whatever?
Oh.
Involved
the TNA.
Yeah, where they had to do whatever in the ring and then get the ladder and then go up the ladder It was like some like
the King of the Mountain match or whatever.
King of the Mountain match. Yeah, so I wrote like the Sass of the Mountain match, which was like you had to like go, you had to fight in the ring, and then you had to go up the ladder, and then you had to dive into the swimming pool, catch a fish, and if you got the right colored fish,
Wait a second. This sounds like an FMW match I watched back in '99, man.
it would have a key in it, and then you use the key to unlock the chest of weapons.
It's a money in the fish match.
Was it a real fish?
Yeah, oh yeah, the
With
whole
the
thing.
key in it, so
You
have to
were
rip the
there
fish open?
when you were there when I described this.
Was this at the
at
store?
Zeb's.
Okay, what kind of
was it
fish is
Zeb's?
this? Is it halibut? Is it
Depends on if you got the right
So,
fish.
Is it a piranha?
We're going completely off track, but this is fine. So, one of my favorite death matches that I ever saw was, I think it was like Spider Nate Webb and Necro Butcher and like an IWA Mid-South. And it was like a tournament style, and it was supposed to be like a lobster death match, which was like the idea is like, you know, guys getting pinched by lobsters and shit. But by the time the match started, the lobsters were dead. They were super dead.
Oh, Peter
they
fucking
just
hated this
used
match.
the lobsters as weapons. So like, fucking like
What a
Nate
waste.
Webb, like fucking overheads Necro Butcher with a lobster and just lobster juice to spray the whole fucking arena. It was the most ridiculous bullshit I've ever seen, but it was fucking hilarious.
What was the kennel match?
The Kennel from Hell?
Kennel from
Kennel
Hell.
from
It was a Hell in a Cell.
Like the Red Lobster from
inside,
Hell.
like the blue cage inside a Hell in a Cell,
Yeah.
and then dogs were running around shitting outside.
Urinating.
That was the whole.
Don't land down there. It's like that, but with lobsters. But the lobsters are
I
dead.
paid $80 for these boots. You know, it's like, so
They may have paid $80 for the boots, but you know what? Somebody paid about $80 for that pay-per-view. So
Ric Flair's like, God damn it, this outfit costs more than your house.
good thing he only wears it once.
but last man standing matches should be, and this is what this should be, is I beat you to the point where you can't stand on your feet anymore.
Exactly.
Not, I've come up with some wacky way to keep you trapped in a broom closet for 10 seconds.
Indeed.
Yeah, or some bullshit. So I just really hope that they do the violent style, the what this match is meant for, rather than just like I'm gonna find some like way to keep Kevin Owens down.
If the performance is strong enough, it doesn't matter who goes over because both guys are going to go
Right,
over. If
it's-
the performance
right.
is
We
strong
agree
enough.
that if Dean wins, it's
You don't
nonsense.
need- you
It's
don't-
going to be
it's gonna be nonsense.
It's going to be, I put Kevin Owens into an equipment trunk, and then I sat on it, and he can't get out, and I've locked it and sat on it, and I win.
I
I would put money on that ending.
I put a popcorn machine on the bottom. I duct taped him to a popcorn machine. He's not getting up now. You know,
Just throw Skittles
Where
on
did
the
you get a
ground.
popcorn
Owens has to
machine?
pick them all
there's
up.
always a
Coney
goddamn
Island?
popcorn machine around there. Come on, or bags of popcorn at the very least.
Yeah, so, but again, I do agree that it does not matter who wins this match in terms of if it's good. This can either make or sink both of these guys based on how this match goes. If this is a great, memorable, violent last man standing match, it is going to shoot both of them, give them a shit ton of momentum going into WrestleMania, do some sort of rematch, do a ladder match for the belt at Mania, whatever, keep it going. I'd be fine with these two continuing the feud if it's going to go down that route, but if it's going to go some silly bullshit, nobody's going to care. It's just going to kill both of these guys. It's going to kill the title.
Like you said, make it brutal, make it end brutal. Don't do the creative ending. It's been done too many times. It makes the guy that won the match look like he can't win any other way. Kind of, and the other guy looks like
those
a fool.
endings
The
are-
other guy looks like a fool.
And the weird thing is that those endings, like those tricky endings, are better for heels.
It's once in
But
a
they're
while.
always done by baby faces.
Yeah, it's
Like, you know,
once in a while I
like,
get it.
like,
but all
like
the time,
cheating your way out of like a last man standing match, like taking the back door way out. That's fine for like a conniving, like if Xavier Woods ever gets in a last man standing match, that's how he should be winning that match. But that's not the way Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose should be winning.
they're memorable endings, but it's not usually in a good way. If they're overdone,
Exactly. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the main event, the titular Royal Rumble match. 30 men for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The names that have been announced so far, I have the list here: Big Show, Curtis Axel, Bray Wyatt,
My vote's a Big Show.
Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Ryback, Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, who is the number one entry, Brock Lesnar, Stardust, Sheamus, R-Truth, Mark Henry,
Dark Horse.
Neville, and Titus O'Neil, you racist bastard.
it wasn't meant
You
to be
call
racist.
them-
On
Come on,
Davis
man.
Duke Day of all days.
Oh man, anything can be construed as racist.
Not really.
No, that was
Okay,
Just
so
that.
all right, so you've been building this shit up, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna just slide the microphone over to you here.
Okay,
let's give us what you got, Newey.
I just love the Royal Rumble. It's like, so Christmas is in December, but as an atheist, I don't get that warm fuzzy feeling. I get the presents, which is great, but the Royal Rumble is like real, actual, live Christmas, and it's goddamn exactly like Christmas. You get 30 presents. Really, realistically, you get 28. You get 28 presents, and it's just like regular Christmas, where you open it up, and some of them just suck. Like, I'm 300 pounds, I don't need a sweater, I'm hot all the time. And those are your jobbers, like your can never wins. And then you get like your sweet presents that you didn't expect, like your like Diesel returns, and this year you're gonna get your AJ Styles, and I mean, it's literally just like opening up like an AJ. If somebody got me an AJ Styles like action figure for Christmas, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" and then you get like your reasonable presents that you like asked for beforehand. Your Roman Reigns, your like Brock Lesnar. I mean, Triple H is definitely going to be in this, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's going to be number 30.
Yeah,
that's got to be.
We've all. I think we've all seen enough wrestling that we already like kind of know how this plays out. So the logical feuds at this point are Roman, Triple H. So Roman doesn't win. Roman can't win the Royal Rumble.
Roman does win.
I see.
That's why it's not going to be match of the night.
I see
it's
you getting
one
down
versus
to
all, Newbie. He has his
see you
shirt.
getting down to
It says
Brock.
one versus all.
Right, but
I see
what's
you getting
the
down
point?
to Brock, Roman, and Triple H at the end, and
What's the point of having Triple H in the match if Roman just goes over? At that point, you might as well just have Triple H stick him after. Like, there's no point of Triple H in the match, and he's definitely in the match. He's been off TV for too long. Randy Orton was in the video package a whole bunch, so he's definitely going to be in the match.
I thought he was like way hurt.
yeah,
They keep showing him in the video
He was
package.
like 6 to 9 months hurt.
Yeah,
That's
was it a shoulder injury? And,
Yeah.
like a neck injury?
Shoulder
It
injury,
was-
like taking out his garbage or some crazy bullshit like that.
Oh, someone failed a drug test.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Like the original
Like
Orton
Batista
shoulder
running.
injury.
Yep.
Batista running and
See that's what I thought, but they showed him like 3 different scenes of Randy Orton in the Royal Rumble during the promo. So I'm if he's not in it, even better. If he is, whatever. I don't think he wins. There's no like logical good way to come out of this ahead, and because realistically Roman Reigns shouldn't hold it. I don't want to see Roman Reigns go 1 to 30, win, break the elimination record, break the all-time record, win in this only time it's defended in the match, and just win. Like I don't like it's not. I don't think that tells any story. Triple H, Roman Reigns getting that set up for WrestleMania. I think that is important.
Should Triple H win though?
No,
Because
Triple H
if he's
doesn't
not
win.
in, then why? Like you said, if he's not in and then Roman retains, then what sense does it make? But if he's in and he doesn't like if he's not the one that tosses out Roman as number 30, then who else?
I think that we'll have a big pool of people at the end.
I just have this
You're 7 in.
I have this sinking ass feeling that it's going to be Triple H is going to come out at 30 and he's going to be the one who dumps Roman over.
That's
and
how I
then
feel.
he's going to be the goddamn World Heavyweight Champion going into WrestleMania.
That's how I
And
feel
it's going to be a
about it.
main event of Roman versus Triple H.
That's that weird sickening feeling in the pit of your stomach that comes around every WrestleMania season, where it's what's Triple H doing this time?
yeah, fair.
But I think he'll definitely dump Roman out, and then I don't know how he gets eliminated. Maybe
I think it's more likely that Roman dumps him. He comes back in 6 Roman,
Dumps him.
and then Brock throws Roman into
Or
like the 4th
he
row.
can do the ultimate bullshit Triple H thing, dump Roman and then eliminate himself because he's more important than the title and he doesn't want it anyways and nobody can beat him.
Oh man, those sound exactly like the words that he would say too.
Yes, exactly. So that could be like
I don't need the title, I have the company.
Yeah.
That would be a sweet promo, and if Triple H laid it out on the line, you'd all fucking eat it up. Because it's great. It's a great promo. it lends itself really well.
I would prefer that. Well, the thing is that does kind of make like everybody else in the Rumble or whoever wins the thing look like shit.
Yeah, you
Because,
suckers.
Like
I ain't even worth it.
yeah, he didn't beat like, oh well, you didn't like really eliminate me. I'm the owner of the company, but I decided to leave on my own.
And he's not even a full-time
what
wrestler
about.
anymore. You know, that's the thing about it that makes it kind of weak.
I mean, but who are the other logical winners? So Wyatt's out.
Is Wyatt out?
Wyatt's never winning anything.
Wyatt
They're
can't
not
win
winning
because he stood tall at the end of Raw.
I'd love to see that
So
scenario where
if you're standing tall at the end of Raw,
Traditionally,
you don't win.
you don't
Traditionally, you don't
If
win.
it's
I'd
Look
love to
at
see
look
that.
at
I'd love to see that
the
scenario. though.
Raw before WrestleMania last year. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns were standing tall because they were playing tug of war with the world title. Neither of them
It
won.
was like a box of egos. Like
It was the worst ending to a Raw before a WrestleMania.
Give
by
me that.
by two horses.
I don't know. I think if Roman doesn't win and Triple H doesn't win, it's Brock. Like unless like if we're assuming that WWE
But then who wrestles Brock?
Rome probably like Triple H and Roman fight at Fastlane or some shit like they'll do something. I don't know. It'll probably still end up being Roman and
Hell
and
in
Brock
a
at
Cell to
WrestleMania.
determine number one, or not Hell in a Cell.
Heck in a Cell.
Elimination Chamber. To
Yeah, maybe.
to determine.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
that's true.
Well, I'm hoping they do Elimination Chamber after WrestleMania again. Like, didn't they do that last year, or was it after WrestleMania? I can't remember what it was after.
No, it was
usually
like
February.
it was like a couple weeks before Fastlane, I think. Or it was at either the very end of January or the early
okay, yeah,
February.
they did it after Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But this is like so that either I'd say those are the three most likely scenarios, or Royal Rumble is the day the WWE decides to throw everything on its face, and who the fuck knows?
Sure, they could drop the
They
ass.
could use this opportunity to put it on goddamn fucking Finn Balor or AJ Styles or some weird shit, and just be like, all bets are off, goodbye, you know.
Drop the new generation acid and just see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, you mentioned the Wyatts and how they don't have a chance, but you know, I'd like to see that happen where, you know, they start eliminating everybody and then the three other guys walk out and Bray Wyatt's, you know, the champ at that point.
Fantasy
I
World.
Of
Fantasy
course.
World, Dean loses the title to Kevin Owens, comes out, wins the Royal Rumble.
There's
him and Roman
yeah.
Reigns, like, best friends, now worst enemies. You get to, like, kind of maneuver people's spots on the card a little bit. I think getting Dean has to go up or down.
Yeah,
He's
but
in this weird
The thing is, like,
B-level position.
I hate where they do that shit where, like it seems like every surprise title winner has to, like, lose their match in the night. And I don't know. Like, just, like, lose a match, win the belt.
Hey,
Like,
it didn't happen when the Wyatts beat Daniel Bryan, and then he didn't show up, and then Rey Mysterio got really sad.
yeah.
I mean, at least last year with WrestleMania with Seth Rollins, that was done really well.
Oh, no, it was done
That was-
perfectly.
That's one of
was
the greatest moments in
Right, it was-
WrestleMania.
yeah,
like,
it was
realistically.
I knew
like,
it was going
he
to
had
happen,
to,
but
like,
it worked out
lose
so
earlier in the night.
perfectly.
Like,
you
every
know?
guy who, like, cashes in Money in the Bank or has any sort of, like, surprise with, like, Sheamus lost his... Or no, when he cashed in his Money in the Bank, didn't he lost earlier in the night. Yeah, he lost earlier in the
He
night.
lost in the opening match.
Yeah, exactly. So it just... They always have to do it that way. I would prefer... Like, I would honestly rather see, like,
you can
Dean
go-
Ambrose just be like, fuck you, Roman, I have both belts. Like, I am so much better than you. I have been in your shadow for so long, but I should not be because I'm better than your ass.
That
And this
scenario-
proves it.
That whole scenario with losing, you know, the first match and ultimately winning the championship goes way back to the first Money in the Bank winner. It goes back to Edge.
Yeah, I know.
At New Year's Revolution 2006.
Because it builds up the suspense. Because he lost.
He
We've
lost.
forgotten
Here's
about
the
him.
guy.
Here it
Yeah,
comes. But it's been done so many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll work. I don't think it'll happen. It's just one of those things where it's like the Royal Rumble lends itself to fantasy booking because you have 30 people to book with. Stardust could win it because because the Cosmic Wasteland is too strong for all the other factions.
I'd be okay with Brock coming out and, you know, tossing a bunch of guys out, or like I said, the Wyatts. There's a bunch of different things that I'd be happy with, but
5 days away.
All right,
I'm
so
excited.
we'll go ahead and we'll pick our winners, and then we'll go ask, and then I'll ask a few other questions that we can talk and speculate and rumble. All right, Minor, who you got winning?
Triple H.
John.
I'm going to throw a curveball. Luke Harper.
Okay. Bill.
I got Roman.
Newbie.
Finn Balor.
I'm gonna go Triple H. Okay, so we have those answered, and some of our some of our picks kind of be this next question. NXT entrants.
All right, sweet.
Who do we think
Sami Zayn
from
for sure.
NXT are going to show up in the Rumble?
Kevin Owens wins the title, goes to the Rumble, is super tired from having a fucking last man standing match. Sami Zayn comes out reasonably, throws him out, and like fresh Sami Zayn throws him out, and then Sami Zayn doesn't fare well and gets dumped by whoever later. But it's the Royal Rumbles. Everybody, 29 people need to lose, so you can't get down on a fan favorite getting dropped.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I'd be fine with that, and I could definitely see Sami Zayn being one of the guys. Minor, who do you think? And you obviously picked Finn Balor.
Oh yeah, I think
Finn does seem like kind of a lock for it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
because then it's the thing of like if he doesn't win, which if he wins, holy shit! Like I don't think that they're going to be that brave.
That would be. I see AJ Styles winning before I see Finn Balor, but it's one of those things where I'm just like, you know what? If they're gonna go full out, like you want to go Sean Penn full retard, like put the fucking title on Finn Balor.
But you have 2 minutes worth of entrance for Finn Balor. They're not going to waste his amazing entrances that they keep doing and hyping in that 2 minute spot.
No, they've been dulling it down. The only thing
I
that
think the fact that he would be there would be enough of a shock.
No one does their big entrance for the Royal Rumble,
right? But pay-per-views,
No, but you do it at the Royal, or you have him do the quick entrance at the Royal Rumble to build up for the big one,
which is exactly what they did for NXT.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh god, that big one for WrestleMania where he has to crawl like
a football field.
Jerry Jones is just confused because he thinks it's the devil coming to take him back.
All right, so who else do we think?
Mystery entrant from NXT, Ty Dillinger. No.
At number 10?
Yeah,
great.
that'd be great. It would work.
Half the audience wouldn't get it.
Doesn't matter, it would work. Like he said, Sami Zayn. It's just the obvious choice.
Okay, John,
that's all I can say.
I think Sami Zayn. I think Samoa Joe.
Okay.
I thought that
Stole
too,
mine.
but I think Sami Joe.
I was gonna say Joe or Baron Corbin.
Fat
probably.
Joe.
Just not to win, but like to get involved.
And I think we may get a Bold Dempsey sighting.
Oh god.
All right,
I'd be
yeah.
okay with Apollo.
This is like the weird, like,
Apollo Crews, I think, would be
97 Royal Rumble where everybody left for WCW and they're just like, Japanese guy! Who's next? Japanese Chinese guy! What?
Happy David Duke Day.
Cybernetico.
Yeah, it was just a nonsense.
I agree with the Joe one,
Real.
and I think it wouldn't surprise me if they had Joe actually have
Do well.
most eliminations in this match.
I
I could see him dumping 7 guys or something.
He'd have to come out top first 10 and then stick around for a while.
I could see him being in that match for a while. I can actually see him making it to that 30 point and then eventually being dumped by Brock or someone.
Triple
like
H
that.
could really do a lot of good if he eliminates Roman and lets an NXT guy dump him. He loves these fucking kids, man.
He does.
True.
True. He could let, if Owens is still around,
Tyler Breeze eliminates Triple H.
man.
Not since Maven and The Undertaker has there been such an elimination.
I mean, realistically, he could let Kevin Owens dump him. Maybe Joe, Finn Balor. It's weird because you talk about Triple H on the main roster, and he's a guy who goes over. But then you talk about Triple H with NXT, and he's guys who wants these kids to go over. So you got a weird... he's like a duality of man situation where they pan into Triple H, and he's just contorted in misunderstanding on his face.
Can I take back my my NXT entry? Can I?
No.
Can I replace it with Leo Kruger?
No.
No, that
Lock.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Oh god, I want Leo Kruger
That
back.
would be-
so
Oh, it's
bad.
gonna be
I
the
love
Drifter.
Leo Kruger.
The
Just
Dr-
for-
Elias
Elias
Samson.
They should just have an NXT
Strumming
Royal
guitar.
Rumble,
And he just walks out.
and the ladies get to play it too, because got spots to fill. And Josh goes last.
Josh goes first. Josh goes first, and who would be a good Samoa Joe would be second or something like that. Who would be the best William Regal goes second.
Well, the
Rhino to just stiffen.
the blank goes last thing is a long running joke about the Katroop family that we'll tell you off air. Okay, so
You know, I got a question. Do you think any...
Talk.
All right, well...
I'm cross-talking.
Okay,
You
crosstalk,
take
you
the mic.
rude bastard.
Shut up, Gay Wyatt.
Anywho, classic names. Do you have a pick of anybody that's going to come in?
Ooh, I do.
Good question. I don't know. You know, I was trying to think about this.
Sons of bitches.
Maybe Tommy Dreamer shows back up.
Dreamer?
She will.
I think Goldust doesn't really count. DDP, I could see. DDP being
no,
one of them.
DDP already did his.
Yeah, but I think he'll do it again. I don't know. Like, who do you think, like, classic guys they can bring out? JBL.
I love
He was
JBL.
done,
Y'all
yeah.
shut your mouth.
Scott Hall.
I was thinking
That would be
Scott Hall,
cool, but
thought so.
man, like, I
Yeah.
don't, like...
but he has no
what can
place
you do?
without
Yeah.
others. It's weird, but Scott Hall's
Nah, I
the
don't
smallest
disagree
name from.
If Scott Hall shows up, that place is going ape shit.
Yeah.
Right. I feel
Where
like
is it again?
Florida.
Miami?
no, right?
we're
No.
Miami,
Oh
doing
yes.
this remote.
Yep. Florida.
Yep.
I looked that up. You're
Yep.
right.
Yeah, that's a perfect point for
Orlando.
Raise Ramon.
That's like
God,
Miami.
everybody from NXT is going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to
Yeah.
be 25 NXT entrants, Roman Reigns, Triple H. Because it's just everybody's there. Everybody's there.
What about you, Bill? Who do you think?
I think Vince is going to show up.
Think Vince?
I
To
think
get
no one
the
else.
job done.
I think no one else thinks Vince is going to show up, but I think Vince and Triple H are going to show up consecutively and show down with Roman.
That would be
Yeah, that's
And
then-
interesting.
Yeah.
And then
that's-
I hope personally that Roman wins, but I could see like Triple H eliminating Roman with Vince's help, and then Triple H being like, "All right, boss, you're the boss, you're the winner."
I'd agree with
Because he
that.
mentioned it on Raw the other or last
Okay,
night.
I can see
That he
Vince.
won the
I can
other
see
one.
going the other way around and Vince
and he's
eliminating himself.
fixing the order and all this other bullshit. So.
I also
It
wouldn't be
was
surprised to
me,
see Ric
Roman.
Flair.
Yeah.
I was number 30.
Ric Flair's already in the building. He's already getting a paycheck.
I
Might as well throw him in the Rumble at some
true.
point.
I was the higher
Oh,
power
because
Roman.
they can go. The last person to win the world title
It's
in
me,
a
Roman.
Royal Rumble match was
With
Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair.
in 1993 or 2, whichever. Yeah.
Do we think it's going to be the? Do we think The Rock is going to show up?
No.
No.
Does he live in Florida?
Actually, now that you put it that way, I think The Rock's going to show up.
What
but-
way? He just asked a question.
No. Going back to the other predictions, he's the one that tosses Triple H after Triple H sticks
That's
Roman.
right, because they were going to kind of tease The Rock.
Let's
Triple H
high five
at
the
Mania.
shit out of each other.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nailed it.
We solved it.
And
And
all
he
the
doesn't even need
audience's
to be an
ears are
entrant.
dead now.
He doesn't need to be an entrant. He's got perfect motive to be there because Roman's his nephew. So we get another Boo the Rock situation at the Royal Rumble. So Trips throws Roman out. The Rock ain't gonna stand for that.
Right.
Ain't
No,
nobody touching
let's just say,
my
if
boys.
Triple H dumps out Roman and then The Rock comes out, I think he gets cheered. But it's a thing
Yes.
of like, if Rock comes out to save Roman's ass again in the Royal Rumble,
Again.
then he gets the shit boot.
Yes, I think he comes out without an entrant, like
Right, yeah, he
he's not
shows
in
up, yeah,
the
right.
match,
I'm calling
and he
it.
just dumps.
I'm calling it Blake is eliminating The Rock. That's it.
Blake.
Wesley
Wesley
Blake
Blake.
is eliminating The Rock. No,
Aiden English
Aiden English.
dumps The
my
Rock
God.
over the top rope, and he's just very
Aiden English and
confused.
Simon Gotch eliminate everybody else, and they co-hold the championship.
Simon Gotch airplane spins Brock over the top rope.
All right, so other
They take off.
I was going to say, my prediction for classic superstars
Yeah.
to go into the ring are going to be either Jake the Snake or Mick Foley, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Just a clean entrant and then elimination.
Okay.
That's it.
Classic
That'd be interesting.
Classic entrance.
Yeah. Do you have any?
that is the interesting thing is that the classic ones are always kind of out of left field because there's so many people
And the
you
good
kind
ones
of
are
don't
all
remember
dead?
all of them. Yeah.
I really want Canyon, but that's not going to happen.
Well, who
Yes.
better?
Well,
Speaking of that,
Do you think Nakamura gets in?
well, okay. So
I did have that
the
Canyon
first
thing a
one.
couple
The
years
first
ago.
one will ask: is AJ going to be in the Rumble?
absolutely yes,
Yes.
100%.
I think they save
Maybe.
it for the day after. Because if AJ's not going to win, he's either got to win, go super deep, or what's the point?
I can see him going and getting super
And
deep
it's a question
not
of
winning.
will WWE be willing to just like debut him just under just under like on his name alone,
Styles.
rather than building him up like on a
Oh
Raw
no,
or
is he going to
something.
lose his first name?
They're going to
It's just gonna be
call
Styles.
Styles.
Here's the thing: you put AJ in that match, and the crowd either explodes or the crowd's like, "Who's this guy?"
I mean, it won't
and
be the
this
first
is the
time
best
they-
gauge
Oh,
on
they'll
what
know.
you're going to.
The thing is
for
it's
that
They'll know
it's
it.
Orlando. It's
Right.
going to be the former
They
before.
will.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the best case scenario for AJ to debut and get a positive reaction. Find out exactly how positive of a reaction you
Can they
get.
have Mark Ruffalo or whatever his name is, the new SmackDown commentator? Can he?
Mark Ruffalo is the Hulk.
The Hulk, yeah.
Oh, well,
Mauro Ranallo.
yeah, whatever
That
I
guy.
said. So
Happy David Duke Day.
I think that he should call the Rumble. I think he's got a great voice for the excitement.
I would agree. I think he would be fine to
think
do it. I don't know if they will at this point.
Him, Cole, JBL. No. I changed that. Him, Cole, JBL, Booker T, King. All
That's
five.
a
All five.
that's-
Five man
what the
booth.
hell?
Yoshitatsu and Matt Striker. Who do you think's gonna win, Yoshi? He's shaking his head. No, Metal.
All right, so
Caval.
you guys think? Do you think AJ's going to be there? Do you think he's going to be an entrant?
I don't know. Maybe. I'd say yeah. I'm leaning more towards yeah.
What do you think, Bill?
I think he's gonna just because they're in the old TNA stomping grounds, right?
Yeah,
Where was
true.
TNA? Is TNA in Central Florida?
It was in Orlando.
Orlando.
Yeah.
But they're going to
So-
have Raw the next night, pretty much in the same place.
So the company's gonna be like, "We got your guy on our big show."
Like you said, I think they're going to...
'Cause
if
we
anything,
can.
they'll put him in, they'll have him go deep, but not win. Just to put him over strong enough to where people, get behind him, but they want more of him.
He'll eliminate Chris Jericho. Because that leads to their match at
That would be a
WrestleMania.
fantastic match.
Now, what I think.
Oh, were you not here when I
Here's-
was yelling that?
Here's what they
That
do.
match is happening.
No, you want to talk about how you book AJ Styles from WrestleMania. You have Samoa Joe show up. He runs deep, eliminates a bunch of guys. AJ Styles comes out. He eliminates Samoa Joe.
Right, 'cause that
you built
sounds
to them at
great.
WrestleMania.
Which sounds great. If AJ wasn't working with Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. And I don't know how many times I have to say that. Now, the thing is...
Wait, you said that the last... Okay,
I've said this every time.
Yeah,
says
I
it
The
remember.
enough
only
times, it might be
listeners you
true.
have
You're the
are
one
us
guy.
twice. And that puts you to 10. So, like, no other running joke. Nobody else is getting this running joke, but it's... I just don't... I can't see anybody else working with Jericho. I mean, I can, because anybody can work with Jericho.
Tyler Breeze. I think Tyler Breeze
I can
is the
definitely
pick for
see
a
that.
Jericho match.
Now,
I just feel like Jericho always works with
the
somebody
Chris
either,
Jericho charity.
Fanbreeze.
either really low or really high, and they go over. And I think AJ going over Chris Jericho would be good.
now going back
Unless
to
they want to do real work.
Breeze
with AJ.
Dangle.
going back to if you're standing tall at the end of Raw, you're not going to win. That's pretty much common knowledge.
Yep.
What if
Wrestling.
what if you lose a match to the Social Outcasts? Where does that put you in line?
Who did that?
Dolph.
Oh.
Yeah,
Where
but
does
he
that
loses
put
to-
you
Oh,
in
Dolph's
line?
in the Royal Rumble?
Well,
He will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he would.
Is now the time to pull the trigger on Dolph? I guess.
Yeah, the clay pigeon trigger. We
The-
went over
the
that.
clay-
Yeah, all right,
After
go.
he lost to the team that the tough enough newbie winner can't have any respect for.
Yeah, you got to
Right.
pay him back somehow, right?
The Yeti man.
He's done everything that they've asked for him. He was so on the verge of breaking out last year. It's not last year, but the year before at Survivor Series.
No one remembers
He was
that
break-
as a Dolph Ziggler victory. It's literally the quote about that match.
He
Oh, that was the one that Sting won, right?
Yeah.
he was Ziggler was
No, you're right. Although, like I said, Dolph Ziggler and as much as I bag him, Sheamus kind of both fall under that category of it's too late. Like they're done. Like you can't. No matter how much you try, how hard you try and pull that trigger, it ends up being the clay pigeon and not the gun.
For the sake of David Duke Day, Sheamus has gotten like significantly better. Like his matches aren't this like shit pile that I hate watching.
No, they're still a shit pile.
But they're
they're not
better.
bad.
They're better shit
pretty
piles
good.
than they were. Somehow
better
he's-
than they were.
A
Somehow
lot
he's
better, I
gotten.
think. That could be a Randy
It
Orton
might
match.
just be that the shows are more entertaining, so I don't hate the Sheamus match as much. But the Sheamus matches aren't bad. He's real pearly white. Make him like a big white strong style guy in WWE who just like beats the shit out of people.
Don't use these terms that WWE doesn't understand.
I know, but
Speaking of strong style, good segue, Nakamura.
I never said I loved him.
Speaking of the king,
So there's been reports that Shinsuke Nakamura is supposed to report for his physical in February, so that would kind of put him out of the timeline of the Rumble. But WWE or WWE could be the one
needs a
floating those
physical?
rumors. Yeah, exactly.
Fast
They could
lane.
have done that physical
Yeah,
already.
he's fine.
Luger's still in charge of the wellness policy. I mean,
So, do we think Nakamura is a possibility that he shows up?
no.
No.
I don't think he gets
Not
the
for the
name
moment.
recognition enough to warrant a spot. They're gonna have to build into him somehow.
I think we'll see Jushin Liger again.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Okay. I can see that.
I think
That's your classic pick.
no. My classic pick was Ric Flair, Razor Ramon, and now I'm throwing Jushin Liger in there because
Good.
he once more opens up the
Japanese,
the floodway to the Orient.
yeah,
Jesus.
The Silk Road.
We've done so far.
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Orient isn't racist.
Yeah, it's not. It's on the
Yes,
ramen
it's
soup.
On
No, it's
today
not.
of
It's on
all
the ramen
days,
soup
it's the
package.
day for it.
It's
It's
oh
on the
my
ramen
God.
soup pack. It's not racist,
It's the
right?
What?
The Oriental soup.
Oriental flavor.
Oh, dude, that's the
That's
best
not.
soup.
But it's not racist.
It's slightly racist the way I
Japanese, they
make
put it
it.
on there. Come on, man.
All right. Okay.
This is terrible.
All right.
Like,
so
yeah, I can see that because they got the network launched in Japan now. So like John
But
said,
the thing is, like I said, the Royal Rumble can be that platform. Anybody can show up and
But-
dump a bunch of guys and look great. And now,
well,
Roman Reigns 2 years
well,
ago.
listen, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
they might not have Nakamura perform, but at least they might be able to say, "Hey, look, we got him coming in. We're signing him." Maybe they'll do that. You know?
yeah,
But
have him
it's-
have
it
an
dep-
appearance
maybe
or
they might
sitting
not.
in the audience and
You never
then
know.
do something that
They
way.
might have
Waves
to do a
his ticket at the camera. Classic
Not even wave it. He just
DDP
kind of like
style.
Kevin
just kinda
Owens shirt.
lounges. He just kind of lounges back and holds it up and does his, his thing. Wears a crown doing it.
40-man Royal Rumble. It's hard to say. It's hard to think about. I think a 40-man Royal Rumble next year would be completely reasonable. I think once everybody's healthy, once everything's going, it was bad when it was. I hate over.
It was just generic.
The
Realistically,
thing is,
back then.
here's the problem: is that the Royal Rumble, as much as like I've enjoyed the Royal Rumble, I don't have kind of the fondness for it that you do because it just feels to me
It's
like we're
fun.
just wasting time for like 50 minutes until we get to the ending.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know what you think my life is.
But it could be.
I don't know what you think else is happening in my life, Paul.
But it could be so
I know
much
I'm
better
drinking
than that.
extra beers.
And that's why most Royal Rumbles, it just feels like it's a wasted opportunity. Like last year's felt like a wasted opportunity to do lots of cool things.
Because Big
They're not as
Show
stacked
and
as in years
whoever
past.
dumped
Kane.
Kane dumped everybody out, so no feuds built from that.
I know.
Nobody was like, "Oh, this person knocked me out, so now I want revenge." It was just like, "Huh, I wasted 50 minutes."
Yeah, I just feel like it's gonna be like Big Show eliminates all the social outcasts by himself, maybe all at once.
And he does the.
They're
It's
friends
not
with-
as stacked
they're
as
friends
years
with
past. That's
Ryback.
all it is.
They're not that small. I
It doesn't
mean,
matter.
If they wanted to stack a Royal Rumble, they really could. And they could even do a 40-man one, but they don't stack it with, I guess they don't stack it the way it could be stacked. That's the
I
problem.
don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I want to see a 40-man one because then it's just gonna be an hour and 25 minutes before the finish. I don't know.
It's just that one felt generic.
Like I said, I hope
That's
they
all it
prove me
was.
wrong, and I hope that this match is like this. That this is just gonna be 60 minutes of awesome, or I'd be happy with 35
the
minutes. of
Sheamus
awesome.
Rumble was the worst Rumble because there, and I've said this ever since then. It was the most disappointing to watch because it was like 3 people in the ring max at a time,
Right.
and those are boring as shit. There needs to be 7 people. I need to forget that people are there, and then the camera cuts to them. And we're like, oh no, Stardust is out. That didn't happen already. Just interesting stuff.
You know what? I'm going to bring up one last question on my end. Do you guys have a most brutal elimination that you remember?
Oh,
Just tell us yours, and then
Well, mine would be Paul London. Snitsky knocking down Paul London. I don't know
didn't
if
he
you remember.
fall on
that.
his head?
He wound up getting a clothesline from Snitsky and did kind of like a inverted flip, kind of like a shooting star onto his face outside the ring.
Yes, that I remember that because they show it in stuff where they're like,
I don't remember
"Don't fall like this."
Yeah.
Most brutal.
No, beyond that, I don't. I mean, it's just like you always have like the clever. Like honestly, like I said, we talked about it a little before we got on. But my favorite elimination spot of recent memory was the one that they did for the women's battle royal at NXT, where you had the trope of conniving heel cheats their way or sneaks their way into the victory, but then you forgot about this other person who got eliminated in the same way but comes back and then the babyface wins.
Man, she ate that kick though.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, Bossman and Taka Michinoku. I forgot about that one until just now.
Everyone forgot about that one. And no one's going to remember after this either.
I still don't remember.
Because that was probably the shitty Royal Rumble with all the Chinese guys. I'm sorry.
Oriental.
It was
You're 2 years removed, David.
It was a bad Royal Rumble. I watched all the Royal Rumbles in order, and that was terrible.
Tenryu. He was a part of that Royal Rumble you're thinking of. Tenryu.
Where were we at?
I think Great Kabuki.
Brutal eliminations. I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I got
because
nothing.
it's usually guys are just going out. Like obviously, you have the Kofi Kingston spot of what like clever thing is Kofi going to do this year.
I think he gets. See, did they do the thing where Adam Rose couldn't get eliminated because guys kept catching him?
No,
they didn't do that.
They should
because they wasted it because squander and shame. And now
You're gonna have to adjust the levels for that one.
And now this year, I don't know. I feel like they should. I feel like they should definitely do a New Day catches them or something like that. They got to do something cool. Kofi's the man. Pops is the man.
You used to hate Kofi.
I did used to hate Kofi.
Give him, let him win this one. He's supposed to be like the master of the Royal Rumble or whatever. Let him do like 5 of those spots.
Big Show's the master of the Royal Rumble.
Right. But they always talk about how like this is like Kofi Kingston's match
70s?
or whatever. So
it's Stone Cold's match. Stone Cold, then the Big Show because he's mathematically uneliminatable.
Yes, exactly.
Reigns has done pretty well.
That's kind of my overlying worry about this whole thing, kind of like just wrapping everything up. Is like I just feel like this is going to be like a repeat of last year, and it's just going to be like Roman Reigns is now going to be like 2-time in a row Royal Rumble winner, and like you said, like just take all the records.
Here's Shawn's records, and here's Stone Cold's records, and here's Ric
It's
Flair.
like, why they haven't said anything racist yet? Can't we let them keep these? I mean,
You want me to?
this is why you're not going to show up in the Hall of Fame anytime soon. One of the many reasons.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to ramble on about my mama.
You never know how popular this podcast could get. Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
To the moon!
Yeah. It's your ticket to the Hall of Fame.
YouTube does, if you have 10,000 or more subscribers, they do have a production space in Los Angeles that you can use for free.
We are 9,969 away from that goal, so let's try.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
That's closer than I thought.
so
Wait, we
I'll
all
subscribe 10 times!
We all didn't subscribe?
so like, share, subscribe.
All right,
Get us to Los Angeles.
it's gonna wrap it up for us. Yeah, get us to 10,000. Let's just show this to.
Get us to 100.
Yes, I would love to get to 50 by the end of the month. If we could do that, I'd be ecstatic.
Month?
Yeah, sure. We got like 2
Yeah,
weeks.
it's like
left.
that.
Well,
I don't even know 50 people.
Yeah, you do.
I don't even know 5 people, and the 4 people here.
So be sure
Plus me.
to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're checking this on YouTube, if you're listening on iTunes, give us a nice little 5-star review. Say some nice words. And you can leave us any feedback, changingthequestions@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Twitter @changingtheQs. That's @changingtheQS. If you want to check us out on Facebook as well, just search for Changing the Questions. You'll get links to all of our shows as we put them up, along with lots of other silly crap that we like to put up that's pro wrestling related.
Scrub the David Duke stuff.
No, that's staying in, sure.
I am not a rapper.
Controversy creates cash
So
or
stop
something.
rapping at me. I read that book.
All right,
Why?
let's go around and say our goodbyes. For Mike Miner,
Adios, guys.
Johnny Patches,
Good night.
Bill Pickles,
Sleeper pick, The Miz.
oh, Dominic Schmidt.
Beep, boop, bop. Beepity boop, pow!
Good night, everybody.